Yeah,
Are you taping me?
I am.
You know that's against the law because
It's not.
I'm private.
Reasonable expectation of privacy.
You're looking for a fight.
This woman gets mad when a man in a wheelchair confronts her about parking in a handicap space.
And you have no reasonable expectation of privacy. So don't park in a handicap spot.
This is where it gets really out of control. In video evidence, it appears she commits assault on this man in the wheelchair.
You gonna hit me? Huh? You gonna hit me? Bye. Oh, poor lady.
And then drives her car in the very direction the man is currently in place in the parking lot.
You gonna hit me?
So this citizen, with their American flag face mask and her Pray America bumper sticker, gets mad when she is in the wrong. If only we prayed harder. Something we noticed was this on the back of her car, which reads, Vita Chai Life. According to their website, they are based in a loving campaign to bring our youth back to God. We are forming books and videos for our little ones to learn the goodness and righteousness of what God intended for us. Social media is killing the souls of our children's. Sin still sin in God's eyes.
So people in San Diego, California, please pay attention. He happens to be paralyzed, has been for 30 years. He's in a wheelchair. The other day he went to go to some shops and all of the handicap spaces were occupied, including one that didn't have a handicap placard displayed.
Famous TikToker Tizzy Ent then got on the case.
So he parks elsewhere, manages to get out, get his wheelchair, heading in, and he sees the person with that vehicle getting in. So he asks her, excuse me, do you have a handicap placard? To which she said, F off. Now again, he's in a wheelchair. So he says, hey, I'm just trying to figure out if you're supposed to be here. She's like, I have an emergency vehicle. I don't have to have a placard. He said, yeah, you do. Then she shows him something that's clearly not a placard. He's like, that's not one. To which he says she then got in his face and said, I'm a Christian. You're an I hope you die. At that point, he felt she might strike him. So he pulled out his phone and started recording. And also a friendly reminder, if you're not handicapped, please don't park in handicapped spaces. They're there for a reason.
We still do not know who she is, but just for reference, California's state law has the minimum fine for parking in a disabled parking space at $250, with the maximum held at $500. The city of San Francisco has its own, far more severe fines of $935 for the first offense. Per West Coast trial lawyers, if a driver intentionally hits a pedestrian on purpose, quote, a victim will almost certainly be entitled to punitive damages. However, a pedestrian accident victim must prove that the driver deliberately tried to cause the harm. Punitive damages are awarded at the court's discretion and are intended to punish a wrongdoer for his or her deliberate acts of malice. There are severe consequences a driver may face for deliberately hitting a pedestrian, including criminal charges. Another consequence a driver will likely face is losing his or her driver's license. A driver will temporarily lose his or her ability to drive a vehicle and will have to go through many steps to reinstate that license. The likelihood of a driver having his or her license revoked only increases if he or she deliberately hit a pedestrian or was driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol when the accident took place.